Jacob tossed me a black card, no limit, no restrictions. All he wanted in return was for me not to disturb his dates with his beloved Jenny. So I obeyed. That same night, I booked 9 male models in a bar, drank until my body went numb, and let the chaos swallow me whole. It was around 1 a.m. when my phone lit up. Jacob's voice message came through, low and cold. "Are you home?" I lazily replied, about to sleep. "Answer my video call." I smirked, answering flatly, "I'm not wearing anything." A second later, he sent me a photo. "Really? The one not wearing anything looks more like the girl next to you. Touch her again, and I'll break your hand." I laughed bitterly and hung up. An ex-husband has no right to tell me what to do. A month earlier, his precious Jenny, his so-called childhood sweetheart, had came back home from abroad. That's when Jenny and I made a deal. If he chose her over me 9 times, I'd lose. I agreed because I wanted to know if there was still a place for me in his heart. Turns out, I was just testing how many ways I could be abandoned. Tonight was the 9th time. Jenny called once, and Jacob dropped everything to rush to her. "Elena, something came up. Can you take a cab home?" he said, tossing me an umbrella before speeding off into the pouring rain. I watched his car disappear down the highway, my heart twisting painfully inside my chest. The rain drenched me to the bone. My phone died and there were absolutely no taxis around. My heels broke, my feet bled. 5 hours later, I finally reached the villa, shivering and half-blind from exhaustion. I collapsed by the door, clutching my stomach as cramps tore through me. Through the curtain of rain, I saw Jenny approaching, a perfect smile beneath her umbrella. "Tough night, huh?" she said sweetly. "Regretting that little bet now? Did you really think Jacob ever had feelings for you? He's always loved me. Whatever you two had was nothing compared to us." I stood, my soaked hair clinging to my face, every trace of emotion gone. "9th time," I said quietly. "You win. I'll divorce him just like you wanted." Back home, I pulled out the divorce papers I'd prepared a month ago, signed my name, and handed them to Jenny. "Give them to him yourself." She blinked, pretending to be surprised. "Why me?" "Because if you hand them over, he'll sign without even reading." Jenny smiled, pleased with herself. "Don't take it too hard. I'll introduce you to someone new soon, handsome, rich, single." "Sure," I said flatly. My calmness clearly unsettled her. "You're agreeing that easily. You've really moved on that fast." I gave a small, bitter smile. "I've only ever loved one man in my life, and look where it got me. I gave him 9 chances, and he threw every one away. If I can't let go after that, then I'd be pathetic." Just then, the door opened. Jacob walked in, stunned to see Jenny standing there. "Jenny, didn't I just drop you at the hospital? What are you doing here?" She laughed lightly, waving the papers in her hand. "I came to find you, just need a signature." Without even glancing, Jacob signed where she pointed. "What is it?" he asked afterward. Jenny's eyes flickered, a plan forming. "Something Elena and I prepared for you. You'll find out in a month. It's meaningful." Before he could ask more, she slipped out, leaving the papers on the table. The next day, at a college reunion, people greeted me with smiles too wide to be sincere. "Elena, where's Jacob? Didn't bring him along." Before I could answer, Jenny, of course, she was there, chimed in casually. "Oh, he had a meeting this morning and a client dinner tonight. He's always busy." Everyone laughed knowingly. Jenny really knows Jacob best. That childhood bond never fades, huh? Jenny lifted her glass. "Not really. He just told me himself last night when he drove me home." A ripple of gossip moved through the table. Elena, so understanding, letting them stay so close. Jenny could have had Jacob ages ago if she wanted. He only listens to her, after all. Jenny laughed softly, then added, "Funny thing, I was the one who told him to chase Elena back in college. Even their marriage happened because I pushed him. People thought he was head over heels for her, but really, he was just being nice to me." Her words sliced through me like glass. So even our marriage was her idea, not his love. I excused myself to the restroom before the tears could fall. When I returned, they were playing a game, Truth or Dare. Jenny drew truth. "Tell us who's been your most devoted admirer and give us an example," someone said. Jenny smiled dreamily. "He's been chasing me since we were 7. Once, when we were kids, he gave me his family heirloom and swore he'd only ever love me. Every time I dated someone else, he'd get drunk for days. Even when I studied abroad, he flew to see me every week." The room gasped. I felt my stomach drop. That man she was describing, the man who once promised me forever, had always belonged to her. And everyone was clapping, swooning over her fairy tale. Jenny glanced at me, her smile sharp. "Next month, I'll finally introduce him to everyone properly." Just then, the door opened. Jacob stepped inside, smiling. "Why wait until next month? Ready to go. We'll be late for the concert." His voice faltered when he saw me. "Alina, you're here." I remembered his morning text. "Working late tonight, don't wait up." So this was work. I smiled thinly. "College reunion," I said. He nodded too quickly. "Right, let's go home together later." "I'll get a cab," I said quietly. "You two have a concert to enjoy." And I walked out before anyone could speak. Outside, rain had started to fall again. Jenny followed me, her heels clicking against the pavement. "Alina," she said smugly, "take my ticket. After all, this might be your last chance to make a memory with him." I looked at her with cold eyes. "No thanks. Once the divorce is finalized, I'll forget everything. There's nothing left worth remembering." "Come on," she said mockingly. "You've been married to him for years. You should at least keep something. I'd hate to seem too cruel." Her words barely left her mouth when a car came speeding around the corner, horn blaring. We turned, too late. Jacob appeared out of nowhere, shoving Jenny to safety. And I was thrown 20 meters across the road. The world went black. When I opened my eyes again, the sterile white ceiling almost blinded me. My head throbbed, and my body felt heavy, as if I'd been dragged back from the edge of death. Jacob was sitting beside the bed, his eyes filled with fake worry. "Alina, how do you feel? You've been unconscious for 2 days. I was terrified." I stared at him blankly, my memory flashing back to that split second before I blacked out. Jenny standing under the rain, Jacob throwing himself toward her while I was hit by the car. He hadn't even noticed me lying there bleeding. A bitter laugh almost slipped out, but I swallowed it down. "I'm fine," I said hoarsely. "You should go take care of Jenny." He hesitated. "She's fine. I stayed because you were seriously hurt." I turned my head away. "I'm tired. I want to sleep." He sighed, tucked the blanket over me, and left after getting a call about urgent business. As soon as he walked out, the nurse came in, smiling. "Your husband's so attentive. You're lucky." I said nothing. My phone buzzed on the bedside table. Jenny's message popped up. "Sorry for scaring you last night. I got PTSD from the accident, so Jacob's keeping me company. Dinner, a drive, then a movie later. Take care and rest up." Attached was a photo of them dining together, the table filled with light, healthy dishes, his hands visible in the frame. I stared at the picture for a while, then typed back 4 words. "Have fun tonight." A week passed like that. Jacob would show up for 10 minutes each day, sitting silently before leaving. Jenny, on the other hand, made sure I received hourly updates on their sweet dates. When the doctor finally came to discharge me, he handed me the papers. "Nothing serious now. Have your husband pick up your meds and sign the release." I smiled faintly. "He's not my husband anymore. We're divorced." Right then, the door opened. Jacob stood there, stunned. "Divorced? What are you talking about?" My breath hitched. I hadn't expected him. I said, "You've been away for days." "Oh," he relaxed a little. "I've been working on a new project. Lots of overtime, couldn't make it here." I looked at him, watching him lie so easily. "If you're that busy, don't worry about me. I can handle myself." He mistook my calm for resentment. I know. It's my fault. I'll make it up to you." He smiled like nothing had happened, pulling out a bag full of luxury items. limited edition figures, watches, accessories. Choose whatever you like, or I'll get you something else, a car, jewelry. I looked at the shiny pile and felt nothing. For years, he'd filled my wardrobe with overpriced gifts I never asked for, mistaking money for affection. Now I understood. It wasn't that he didn't know my tastes. He simply never cared. "You don't have to buy me anything," I said evenly. "Not now, not ever again." He froze. "Why are you saying that? You're my wife. It's normal for me too." I cut him off silently in my head. "You already signed the divorce papers, Jacob." He stayed home for a few days after that, watching me pack up quietly. When I began cleaning out our shared stuff, the matching mugs, curtains, old clothes, he looked confused. But the moment Jenny called, he forgot all about it and rushed out the door. That night, I threw everything into the trash. Later, he texted, saying he was on a business trip for a week. Not long after, Jenny sent me a photo of them dining abroad, adding, "Jacob said he's taking me on a short vacation overseas." I replied with a single word, "Okay." While he was gone, I planned my own trip, one that didn't involve him. I booked a flight, packed light, and when the airline called to confirm, I repeated clearly, "Yes, 1 week from now." Jacob's voice came from behind me. "Where are you going?" I turned, startled. I hadn't noticed he was back. "Home," I said simply, "to see my parents." He nodded and handed me a small box wrapped in ribbon. "I got you a watch. You didn't like the other gifts, so maybe this fits better." I opened it, glanced briefly, and smiled politely. "It's nice." Something about my calm bothered him. He reached out, pulling me closer. "What's wrong lately? You barely texted me while I was gone. Are you upset with me?" I said nothing. His hand slid to my waist, his lips brushing mine. I pushed him away and walked straight to the bathroom. "Not tonight. I'm not feeling well." Behind me, I heard him mutter, "Your stomach. Still hurting, huh?" The next evening, he said he'd prepared a surprise. He took me to a private rooftop restaurant, glowing with candles and flowers. "Elena," he said softly, "do you like it?" I stared at the expensive display, feeling only emptiness. He kept talking, reminiscing about our early days, trying to sound warm. "I remember when we first started dating. You'd walk me to class every morning. My professor thought we were inseparable." I frowned slightly. "What's going on, Jacob?" "I just want to make you happy again." Before I could reply, the door burst open. Jenny walked in with a group of people, a camera flashing in her hand. "Elena," she said sweetly, "how's this romantic dinner? I planned everything, the candles, the flowers, even your dress. Isn't it touching?" My heart dropped. I turned to Jacob, my voice trembling. "This was your idea." He smiled, oblivious. "No, Jenny helped me organize it. Why?" Jenny's grin widened. "Of course. I heard he missed your anniversary, so I helped him make it up to you. Even the watch, I picked it myself." The laughter and applause around us blurred into noise. In that moment, everything clicked, every romantic gesture, every sweet memory I'd been handed was hers. The first time we met, the proposal, the anniversary gift. All threads spun by her hands, with me merely playing the role she assigned. I stood abruptly. "I've signed the divorce papers already, Jenny. You've got what you wanted. Was all this still necessary?" Jenny blinked, feigning innocence. "Oh, don't be like that. I thought you'd appreciate a proper ending." She turned to leave, smirking. The ceiling light above us snapped loose. In the blink of an eye, the massive chandelier came crashing down. I didn't even have time to move before Jacob lunged forward, pushing me out of the way. Then pain exploded through my skull. The last thing I saw was Jenny crying over Jacob, blood running down his face, calling his name. When I woke again, Jenny was standing by my hospital bed, holding a party invitation. 16 days from now, she said brightly. It's Jacob's birthday. I'm planning to confess to him then. He deserves a real surprise. I closed my eyes. Do whatever you want. He doesn't want to see me anyway. Jenny smiled and left without another word. For the rest of my stay, Jacob called a few times, sent some texts. I ignored them all. On the day I was discharged, I went straight to the courthouse, picked up my divorce certificate, and placed it together with the signed papers inside a small gift box, tied it neatly with a ribbon. When I returned home to grab my luggage, Jacob arrived just as I was leaving. "Elena, you're dressed to go out. It's my birthday. I was about to take you to the party." "I have a flight tonight," I lied smoothly. "I'm going back home." I handed him the box. "Your birthday gift, happy birthday." Then I walked out without looking back. He watched me leave, uneasy. Something in him told him to stop me, to ask me to stay. But before he could move, Jenny called, urging him to the party. She'd spent weeks planning. He left. The box stayed in the car. The party was crowded, glittering. Jenny stood on stage with a microphone, beaming like a queen under the spotlight. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate Jacob's birthday," she began sweetly. "I have 2 big announcements tonight." Her voice echoed through the hall. "First, congratulations to Jacob for officially ending his marriage. It's time to welcome a brand new chapter." Whispers spread through the room. "And second," she paused dramatically, turning to Jacob, "I want to tell you something I should have said years ago. You've loved me for so long, stood by me silently. But from today on, I want to stand beside you. Jacob, I love you." The crowd erupted in cheers. Jacob just stood there, frozen. Jenny took his hand, smiling for the cameras. "I'm giving myself to you as your birthday gift." He forced a smile, the applause crashing like waves. People congratulated them, finally together. Perfect couple. True love always wins. And in the corner, someone muttered, "Funny how adultery looks so romantic in public." Jacob didn't hear. His mind was elsewhere, on the ribboned box he'd left behind. The party ended late that night. Jenny was radiant and drunk, clinging to Jacob's waist, refusing to let go. Jacob, watching her flushed face and bright smile, pushed aside every question that had been bothering him. He focused only on getting her home safely. By the time he helped Jenny into bed and tucked her in, it was nearly dawn. When he returned home, the house was dark and quiet. That's when it hit him. I wasn't there anymore. I had gone back to my hometown. Jacob didn't believe I could truly leave him. He knew how deeply I used to love him, as deeply as he had once chased Jenny. I had chased him, too, all those years. He thought back to that morning, when I'd handed Jenny his birthday gift before I left. He convinced himself I was only angry, waiting for him to make it up to me later. After all, he had been neglecting me recently because of Jenny. He told himself he'd just fix things when I came back. So he called me. He didn't care that it was almost 2 a.m. The phone rang endlessly. No answer. Frustrated, he texted me, only to see a red exclamation mark appear beside the message. "Message not delivered. The recipient has blocked you." Jacob's jaw tightened. What is she doing, vanishing like that? Am I supposed to go hunt her down myself? The soft light in the living room glowed as he walked to the garage, picked up the blue velvet gift box I'd left behind, and brought it inside. He ran a finger across the wrapping paper, feeling the ridges. I'd never bothered to wrap his gifts before. I'd always handed them to him directly. This time, it was different. Curiosity flickered in his eyes as he began to untie the ribbon. Then his phone buzzed. Jenny's name lit up the screen, slicing through the warm light like a needle. "Jacob, where are you?" Her voice was slurred from wine. "I'm home. What's wrong?" he asked, lowering his voice unconsciously. "I don't feel well. Why aren't you here with me?" Jacob froze mid-motion, the box still in his hands. Then he sighed, grabbed his coat and keys. "I'll be there in a minute. Stay put, okay?" By the time he reached Jenny's place, the sky was already lightening. "Jacob," she murmured, wrapping her arms around his neck. "My confession last night wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing, so I'm officially your girlfriend now." She pressed his hand against her bare stomach, her voice dripping with seduction. "So, what do you want to do to your girlfriend?" Jacob's expression didn't match hers. "That's not what I want to ask. I want to know when Alina divorced me and why I can't reach her anymore." Jenny's smile faltered. "Jacob, I thought you'd be happy we're finally together. Why are you still thinking about her?" Her tone soured, and Jacob frowned slightly. Something about her reaction felt off. "How did you even know about the divorce?" he asked. "She messaged me," Jenny lied smoothly. "Said you two were divorced. She even showed me the papers. I thought you were the one eager to move on. You didn't even show up to your own birthday last night." Jacob's face darkened. "She sent you that?" He felt a rush of disbelief. He'd been informed of his own divorce secondhand, and worse, made the villain in someone else's story. He couldn't believe it. Sure, I'd been hurt, but I'd always been gentle, composed. I was the one who stayed up waiting when he came home late, the one who cleaned up his messes, the one who kept quiet whenever Jenny called. I wasn't supposed to leave first. Jenny sensed his hesitation and doubled down. "She blackmailed me, Jacob. Said if I didn't help her, she'd spread rumors about me in our college group chat, ruin my reputation." Jacob blinked, confused. "Alina, she said that, are you sure?" Jenny crossed her arms, playing the victim perfectly. "You don't believe me." "It's not that I don't believe you. I just never thought she'd do something like that. You two were friends in college, weren't you?" "Friends, hardly," Jenny scoffed. "She was always jealous of me. If it wasn't for her introducing me to Dylan, I never would have met him or you. She was the one who set us up, remember?" Jacob frowned, already losing track of the lies. "She introduced you to Dylan." Jenny's eyes sparkled. She'd successfully shifted the topic. "Of course, she couldn't stand seeing you still care about me after all these years. She wanted revenge, made me meet Dylan, then pushed me to introduce you to her, pretending to play matchmaker. She said if I didn't, she'd convince Dylan to leave me. She's been manipulating everything from the start, Jacob." Jacob's face hardened, anger boiling under his skin. Meanwhile, miles away, sunlight poured across the colorful landscape of the south. I was standing beneath a wide blue sky, watching the clouds drift lazily over the mountains. There was still pain in my chest from the divorce, but I had already decided. It was time to see the world on my own. My first stop was the Southern Highlands, a place I'd dreamed of visiting for years. When I was with Jacob, I'd mentioned it so many times. How I wanted to walk through the old streets by the lake, feel the wind that carried the scent of water and flowers. But he was always too busy. There was never enough time for me. I later learned that the time he didn't have for me, he'd been spending overseas with Jenny. So now I was here. The stone forest was like stepping into another world, a kingdom made of rock. Each pillar rose into strange, magnificent shapes, carved by wind and time. I ran my fingers along their rough surfaces, imagining the stories they held. The local guide told us an old legend about two lovers who defied fate and oppression to be together. I found myself smiling faintly. Their courage felt like something I'd lost long ago. After that, I went to the old town by the sea. The cobblestone streets echoed beneath my steps, the small shops filled with bright scarves and handmade trinkets. I let myself wander aimlessly, soaking in the colors, the scents, the laughter. When I reached the lake, the water shimmered under the sun, clear as glass. I rented a bike and rode along the shoreline, the breeze carrying the freshness of the waves across my skin. The distant mountains rose like a dream. For the first time in so long, I felt at peace. I closed my eyes, breathing in the clean air. I should never have given up my freedom for someone who never looked back at me. I sat on a bench by the water, watching small boats rock gently with the ripples. Slowly, my heart began to quiet. By sunset, the sky burned gold and pink, the sand glowing beneath my feet. My shadow stretched long across the beach, like a chapter the universe was rewriting for me. Jacob and Jenny had become nothing but memories, soft, distant, blurred by time. That night, I arrived in another old town, its lanterns glowing under the night sky. The air was filled with music and laughter. People danced in circles, their faces bright with joy. I smiled and joined them for a while, letting their rhythm carry me away. Later, I sat by the riverside bar, sipping local wine and listening to a gentle melody. It had been so long since I felt this kind of quiet happiness. A little tipsy, I decided to take a walk before heading back. As I turned a corner, rain began to fall, thin, silvery lines across the eaves. I leaned against an old wooden doorway, the world blurring softly through the lantern light. I reached out, catching a droplet with my fingertip. The coldness startled away the warmth of the wine. At the end of the lane, an orange wall light flickered on. The gate beside it was entwined with rose vines, half open, a crystal sign above it reading Rain's Whisper In. I pushed the door gently. Inside, I heard the faint clink of porcelain. "Elena, need a towel." The voice was soft, soothing. I froze as a hand, pale, elegant, appeared through the mist. Under the curtain sat a man in a white shirt, leaning casually against a chair, fingers wrapped around a teacup. His eyes were calm, but the rain light made him look almost unreal. "How do you know my name?" I asked, clutching the wet fabric of my dress. He smiled faintly. "Freshman year, I saw you play the drums at the welcome party. You were full of life, hard to forget." I finally saw his face clearly. Fair, handsome, the kind that carried a quiet fragility. "I'm Andrew," he said softly. That night, I couldn't sleep. The rain tapped against the window like a heartbeat. Andrew, on the other hand, was awake too, calling his assistant to find out why I'd come to the old town alone. When the answer came back, he smiled to himself. She divorced him. Her ex-wife announced it publicly at his birthday party. He stared at the message for a long time, then whispered to himself, "Finally." His heart beat faster, not with pity but with hope. I dreamt that night for the first time in months. In the dream, I was back in college. I'd lost my meal card, my phone was dead, and I was standing helpless in front of the cafeteria line. Then a beautiful hand, slender fingers, fair skin, swiped card for me. When I looked up, that person was already walking away. When I woke, I realized I'd been thinking about Andrew, his gentle voice, his hand offering me a towel. My face flushed at the thought. "What's wrong with me?" I muttered, slapping my cheeks lightly before stepping outside. The sky was a clear, endless blue. I walked down the quiet morning streets, feeling oddly peaceful. Then I saw him, Andrew. "Fancy meeting you here," I said before realizing how stupid that sounded. "I mean, good morning." He smiled a little shy. "Good morning." After a few awkward encounters, 10 to be exact, I finally teased him. "If we keep, coincidentally, meeting like this, I'll start thinking you're following me." He blushed. "Maybe I am." I laughed. "Then walk with me." He nodded quickly, relieved and delighted. It turned out to be a perfect day, easy, light, filled with quiet laughter. For the first time in years, I felt seen. Jacob pulled back-to-back late nights to clear every urgent matter at the company. Then he carved out an entire month just to take Jenny on vacation. When she heard, Jenny was over the moon and invited him to dinner at her place to celebrate. Jacob went home to pack, and his eyes fell on the blue velvet box still unopened on the coffee table. He finally undid the ribbon. Inside lay the divorce papers and the certificate. "What a lovely birthday gift," he said flatly, tossing them aside. He went to the bedroom to grab clothes, and only then did it land. My things were gone. Half the closet stood empty. The framed photos from the nightstand were missing. Even the toothbrush and skincare in the bathroom had vanished. "Unbelievable," he muttered to himself. "So I spent a little more time with Jenny and you bolt. Was all that 'I love you' just an act? Or were you really as fake as Jenny said? Is your love that shallow?" Anger simmered, but beneath it came something else. A tightness in his chest he hadn't expected, a breath he couldn't quite catch. He told himself the same line again and again. "I've always loved Jenny. Elena was just convenient." He repeated it until his heartbeat calmed. That night he drank too much at dinner. Jenny nudged, whispered, pulled him closer, and he let himself drown with her. Later, with Jenny asleep in his arms, he stared at the ceiling. He had finally gotten the moon he'd worshipped since youth, and yet his chest was hollow. My face kept flashing through his mind like a stubborn afterimage. The next day, Jenny waved 2 plane tickets. "First stop, the mountain region down south," she said with a bright grin. Jacob stared at the destination, and a thought surfaced unbidden. I had mentioned that place so many times. We'd never even had a honeymoon. He'd never once said yes to taking me there. And now, without thinking, he'd bought tickets for Jenny. Jenny bumped his arm playfully. "Hey, you're spacing out a lot lately." Jacob forced a smile. "Just planning the route, making sure I didn't miss anything." He answered her, but his mind kept comparing her to me, as if the habit had already rooted itself somewhere he couldn't wrench free. They set off on a clear, gentle morning. In the old town, the cobblestones still held the last of the dawn's mist. Andrew was holding my wool coat, leaning close to adjust my collar. Behind us came a crack, shattering glass, the sharp tang of spilled plum wine, and the clean bite of cedar cologne I knew too well. I turned. Jacob stood in the crowd with Jenny on his arm, strolling like any other couple in love. The old wounds flared fresh. My eyes dropped to the new platinum bands on Jenny's hand, matching rings. Jacob had never worn one for me. So it wasn't that he didn't like rings. He just didn't want to wear one with me. And it wasn't that he didn't have time to travel. He just didn't have time to travel with me. I swallowed the urge to leave. I kept my voice calm. "Do you need something?" Andrew's fingers slipped into mine, a small, steadying gesture. I felt Jacob's gaze snap to our hands, his pupils tightened. "Gone a month and you've learned to pick up lovers in old towns," he said, steering Jenny right toward us. "Aren't you going to greet an old friend?" He spat out the word lover like a slur, aiming to humiliate Andrew, and by extension, me. Andrew chuckled softly. "Lover isn't quite the right word," he said, brushing a fingertip across the red cord on my wrist, a charm he'd braided last night, unthreading 18 little herbal sachets to make it. "After all, the divorce is official, isn't it?" The moment Andrew saw Jacob, he remembered every detail his assistant had sent him, each one enough to make anyone furious. What kind of man leaves his wife in danger to run to his first love? Andrew had stayed out of it while I was married. Now that I wasn't, Jacob had no right to posture. I looked at the picture-perfect couple in front of me. The same man who once said shopping exhausted him was now happily wandering the streets for Jenny. "I don't acknowledge this divorce," Jacob snapped. "It doesn't count. And you found your second spring this fast. Aren't you going to introduce us?" Jenny's smile thinned when she took a good look at Andrew. His presence unsettled her, a man who could match Jacob's aura, maybe even surpass it. How dare she, Jenny seemed to think, that nobody who used to trail behind us. "We're not that close," I said coolly. "The divorce is black on white, stamped and filed. It's not undone just because you say so. Try using your head." Jacob stiffened. "When did you become like this? Rude, crude. Jenny warned me and I wouldn't believe her. Seeing you now, you must have bullied her so many times." "Me bully her?" I laughed outright. "That's rich. Jenny, did I bully you?" She faltered, eyes darting, clearly afraid to spar with me head-on. Her lies worked best in rooms full of nodding heads, not face-to-face. "Let's go, Jacob," she said quickly, still performing for my benefit. "Elena doesn't welcome us. And sir," she added, turning to Andrew with a saintly smile, "please be patient with her. She has a bit of a temper." "Jenny, you're too kind," Jacob murmured, his heart pinching at her faux innocent act. Andrew didn't bother responding to Jenny. He looked at me. "Shall we?" I knew he was shielding me, and I let him. Jenny bristled, patting the sight of us walking away together. She'd never been denied the last word in front of me before. Jacob watched us go, his face darkening. He missed the flash of poison in Jenny's eyes. When we were far enough, I slipped my hand from Andrew. "Thanks," I said, unable to hide a flicker of awkwardness. "Any time," he answered, but I heard the tiny drop in his voice, a disappointment he tried not to show. He had planned to take things slowly, to stand beside me with a proper name and a clear place, but seeing Jacob had burned away his patience. Elena, I wasn't oblivious. No one treats another person this well for no reason. I'd tried to refuse him at first, but he always joked it away, never forcing the issue. Over time, I'd stopped pushing him out of my life. I did like him, just not ready to fall headlong again. So I cut him off gently. Let's eat, okay? We've been walking forever, I'm starving. He flinched at the dodge, a little hurt, but he wasn't the type to drag things out once he'd decided. He'd already missed me for years. He wasn't going to keep waiting in silence. I like you, he said. I stood there, the world narrowing to the sound of those 3 words. He went on quietly. Since the freshman welcome night, I've liked you. I wanted to meet you then, but I was taking over the family business. By the time I came up for air, someone was already by your side. I told myself college love doesn't last, I waited. But then you accepted his proposal, and the love in your eyes was so fierce I backed off. If you were happy, I'd disappear. I stopped following your life after you married. He drew a careful breath. But this time, you walked into my world. When I learned you divorced, I was happy. So I stayed close, pretending not to see your refusals. I thought being near you as a friend would be enough. But people are greedy. Now I want more. I want a place beside you, not as a stranger, not as a friend, as the man you choose. I like you, Elena. I love you. He didn't tell the whole truth. He'd never intended to stay a friend after I married. Jenny's return, our divorce, fate had done him a favor. He knew it. He also knew he was taking his chance while my heart was still tender. I held his gaze, my own feelings steady but cautious. A flame I wasn't ready to feed into a blaze. And for the first time, I let the possibility of us settle, warm and fragile, in the quiet space between our breaths. I didn't know you liked me that early. Andrew's words caught me off guard. I was shocked and a little moved. While I was chasing Jacob, there was someone behind me, quietly watching. I'll admit it, I like you a little, I said. But I just got out of a failed marriage. I'm scared to jump into something new. Do you get what I mean? Hearing that I liked him sent a spark through Andrew's eyes. If there was even a little bit, he could turn it into a lot. It's okay, he said. If you like me even a little, just stay where you are, don't hide. Let me walk to you. My phone started buzzing, dozens of missed calls from unknown numbers. I pressed power and shut it off. Realizing he wasn't important to me anymore, Jacob stewed. The sour feeling followed him all the way home. Lying in bed, he kept thinking about running into me that evening. He didn't want to admit it, but I'd changed. I was brighter than before, even more than when I was with him. Sunny, dazzling, impossible to ignore. He'd tried calling me with a stranger's phone over and over. None of them went through. He got irritated. I stayed on his mind all night, even when he was with Jenny. He kept thinking about me and the guy by my side. Jenny was thinking about the guy by my side too. He's not ordinary, she said, comparing Andrew and Jacob and finding Andrew better. Why? How did the guy who once lost to Jacob now stand next to me and outshine him? 2 people in one room, both thinking about someone else. Meanwhile, between Andrew and me, everything felt soft and pink, like the air was full of little bubbles. Back at my place, I realized I never told Andrew I was divorced. How did he know? Instead of spiraling, I decided to ask him straight up. I called. Elena, what's up? Andrew sounded happy just hearing from me. I never told you about the divorce. How did you know? I asked without dancing around it. Andrew had hoped I wouldn't bring it up. Elena, wait for me. I'm coming over. While I waited, I picked up the apartment a bit. We'd just gotten together. First impressions matter. It wasn't long before I heard the knock. I let him in and waited for his explanation. I'm sorry, Elena. The day I met you, you were here alone. I worried, so I asked around. Someone said you were divorced. Please don't be mad, okay? He gave me a look he'd probably learned online, soft, pleading, cute on purpose. I'm not mad, I said. It just hit me suddenly. You knew I'd just gotten divorced and Seeing him pretend to be pitiful made it worse, because I hadn't been mad at all. He was adorable. I know you just divorced, and yeah, I'm taking advantage of that, Andrew cut in, not letting me finish. But I like you too much. "In love, I own nothing and know nothing," he said. "Maybe I'm not the first stop on your train, but you're my only one. You're the most important person in my life. Whatever your days look like, I'll be in them. Wherever you go, I'll go. Even if you say you don't love me and don't want me, I won't let that tear us apart." Hearing his confession again stunned me. It's hard to stay calm facing something that sincere. So I didn't hold his snooping against him. I just hugged him, lightly, but it said everything. On those long, sleepless nights, all the sheep I used to count in my head turned into me. Andrew woke from a dream wearing a full-face smile, remembering what we said last night. He leapt out of bed, ready to see me. When he opened the door, I was already there, holding a bouquet of white gardenias. Gardenias mean eternal love and lifelong devotion. The scent hit first, but even the prettiest flowers didn't beat the smile on my face in his eyes. "Morning, Andrew," I thought all night. "I can't return your love that fast, but if I've decided to be with you, I'll give you all of me and try to make you feel the same love back. I hope from now on. We can hold hands and grow old together." I blurted it all at once the second he opened the door, and waited. Silence. When I finally looked up, his eyes were red, like he was about to cry. I panicked, searching for words, but Andrew didn't wait. He wrapped his arms around my waist and mumbled against my shoulder, "Thanks for the flowers. What do I do? I think I like you even more than yesterday." Seeing me with a bouquet at his door that early didn't feel real to him. Only when he held me tight did it begin to sink in. My trip ended. When we got back to the city, winter had already arrived. After we crossed paths again, Jacob and Jenny's lives started to change. Jacob stopped spoiling Jenny the way he used to. At a gala, when she threw a fit and demanded he coax her, he snapped, "Can you not be so dramatic? Why can't you be a little more like Alina?" Like a switch flipped, he kept comparing the two of us. When Jacob traveled for work, I used to prep a bag with essentials and snacks and check if he was tired. Jenny never packed for him and always made him haul designer shoes and bags. After the wedding, when Jacob cooled off, Jenny couldn't keep up the high and mighty act. She started comparing herself to me and decided he didn't love her. Once she had him, she didn't cherish him. Their fights got worse. That's when Peter slithered back. He filled the attention and thrill Jenny wasn't getting from Jacob. But he couldn't give her the lifestyle she wanted, so they kept it secret, meeting behind Jacob's back. Jacob's mind drifted away from Jenny. He didn't notice what she was up to, just thought she'd finally stopped arguing. When he heard I was back, he focused even less on her. Hearing I'd returned, Jenny remembered how I'd embarrassed her in the old town district. Jacob kept comparing us. He'd been her loyal simp, and now he treated her like this. With me back, she wanted payback. She casually mentioned to our college class rep that a reunion would be fun. The rep took the hint and organized one. I didn't want to go. I wanted zero contact with Jenny, but the rep kept pleading and I couldn't turn them down. By the time I arrived, most people were there. No sign of Jenny. I headed for my friends when the rep saw me and said, loud enough for the room, "Heard you and Jacob divorced. True." The room went quiet. "We divorced," I said. "Fine. If they were going to talk, I might as well make it easy." "Why, Jacob's such a catch and you let him go?" The rep pushed. "I don't want to get into it," I said. "We were incompatible." "I heard Jacob's with Jenny. Was it because of her?" Someone whispered. Jacob's love for Jenny was obvious. Alina didn't compare. If Jenny hadn't played matchmaker back then, Alina would have never had the chance to marry Jacob. Honestly, she should thank Jenny. They went on and on about how much Jacob adored Jenny. No one thought it was wrong for a married man to do half of what he'd done for a childhood sweetheart. No one cared about my face as a former wife. They listed every way I was less than Jenny. A few people looked uncomfortable, but their voices drowned in the noise. "Stop," someone murmured, noticing my expression. The rep smiled at me. "Alina, don't tell me you're mad. We're just telling the truth. Don't be so fragile." A class reunion turned into a roast. If I couldn't see the point of this setup now, I'd be an idiot. I stood to leave. The door opened and Jenny walked in. She smiled brightly. "Sorry, guys, I'm late." The rep grinned. "We were just talking about you and the three of you. I thought you might be mad and skip." "Why would I be mad?" Jenny said smoothly. The rep kept the act going. "It's all Jacob's fault. He still treated me the same when I came back. Alina got jealous, forced a divorce, and blamed me for all of it. I feel bad, but Jacob loves me, not her. It is what it is." Whispers spread. "If that's your goal tonight, then sorry," I said evenly. "Jacob is just an ex to me now, a familiar stranger." I looked around at all the familiar faces and felt the distance. So easy to stir you up. I didn't explain further. I stood and headed for the door. Jenny chased me and hissed, "I'll make sure you rot in the alumni circles." I laughed. "You really think you're that important?" That's when Andrew arrived to pick me up. "Looks like our company been too idle lately," Andrew said, voice like ice. "I don't want to see any of these people under any of our brands again." Before anyone could react, Andrew led me out. Watching me leave with someone so powerful, and then seeing security filter people out, the room finally understood they'd messed with the wrong person and their wallets. Some of them worked for Andrew's companies and got termination emails that same night. They wanted to scream at Jenny, but Jacob was standing there like another storm you didn't want to touch. They swallowed it. Gods fought, mortals paid. Others worked with companies tied to Andrew. Afraid of collateral damage, they were let go too. Everyone dragged into it went online later to talk about Jenny. Shoot yourself in the foot move. Her reputation tanked. Last time when Jacob divorced and she confessed, people grumbled but defended her. Jacob chased her, she didn't ask. This time the mask fell. The pylon started. No one took her side. Homewrecker and proud of it. It takes two to cheat. Jenny saw the posts and trashed her place in a rage. Jacob was slammed too. Partners started freezing funds mid-contract, dodging him with excuses. "You offended the wrong people." Renewals died overnight as partners pivoted to his competitors. He practically lived at the office. Jenny couldn't reach Jacob. Peter kept texting and comforting her. Drunk and reckless, she slept with Peter. She told herself Jacob had just been busy and would come back to her like always. So she stopped hiding, movies, trips, even sneaking Peter home. She used Jacob's secondary card to pay. At the office, Jacob watched the constant card alerts and boiled. Jenny didn't care about him, and now, even with the company on fire, she was still swiping like there was no tomorrow. He still made time to go to her place. He opened the door to a floor full of clothes, and the sounds coming from the bedroom. He froze, then pushed the door open. Jenny and Peter were naked. When Jacob walked in, Jenny screamed and scrambled to cover herself with the blanket. Furious, Jacob threw both of them, still half naked, out of the apartment. The commotion drew a crowd in the hallway. Everyone's eyes snapped toward the scene, phones coming up in an instant. Someone started recording, and within hours the video was all over the internet. Old gossip about the shameless childhood sweetheart and the proud homewrecker resurfaced, along with clips from Jacob's birthday party that people thought were long buried. So the guy caught is the same dude who stole her roommate's husband before. Now she's cheating too, caught in bed by her lifelong crush. Don't know whether to laugh at the crush or sigh at the mess. The internet went wild. The three of them in the ER didn't know yet. When Jacob woke, he canceled Jenny's credit card, pulled all support for her apartment, and had his assistant evict her. He wouldn't even see her. Jenny's dad had made bad business calls. They'd already lost their cushy life. That's why Jenny flew back and pushed me out to cling to Jacob. Now he was done with her. Without his help, her family was basically finished. Seeing Jenny kicked out and stuck in a tiny place, Peter dipped. He'd come to leech off a money tree. No more cash, no more Peter. Left with nothing, Jenny clawed for Jacob any way she could. His security blocked every attempt. Jacob wasn't doing better. The Andrews group went after his company hard. He was a new kid on the block, couldn't handle an old family's full-court press. Fueled by anger at Jenny, he made a few rash calls and sank the company even faster. No way out. When he realized bankruptcy was a sure thing, his already shaky health gave out. He coughed blood in his office and landed back in the ER. By the time he got discharged, the group had declared bankruptcy. Liquidation started. His accounts, his cars, his properties, frozen. With nowhere to go, Jacob thought of me. I'd treated him well once. He didn't cherish it. Jenny crooked her finger and he ran like a dog. Now look. He refused to admit his split focus caused all this. He blamed Jenny and went to settle scores. Jenny, cornered, reached out to her old friends. A few clueless ones replied. It wasn't enough to keep her old life afloat. She thought Jacob was coming back. He came to blame her for the wreck. Dog fights dog. You're useless and that's on me, Jenny snapped. Did I force you to chase me? You kept stringing Alina along and acting like you wanted me, Jacob shot back. If not for you, she wouldn't have left. You came the second I lifted a finger. That's on me. You hurt her. You did that. This is your mess. Jenny, Jacob asked, almost laughing, do you feel even a little guilty? Guilty for what? Jenny said. You grew up with me. You don't know who I am. You believed everything I said, how much of it was true. I just said out loud what you wanted anyway. You used me as a cover. It was always about you. Jacob had no comeback. He left. Inside, something collapsed. He still wanted to see me, to say sorry. He never got close. Andrew's security kept him out of my life entirely. The boomerang he threw came back and hit him between the eyes. He finally slipped past the guards one day and waited in the parking garage, catching me by surprise. I stared at the man blocking my way, trying to recognize him. When I realized it was Jacob, stripped of everything, I felt nothing. What do you want? I asked, frowning. My flat tone hit him like a punch. His chest hurt, his eyes reddened, his voice caught. I'm here to apologize, he said. Back then, I ignored you and you took all the hurt. Every time I lied about a business trip, I felt guilty. I sent gifts, thinking they could make up for my neglect. I chased Jenny and never looked back at you. Your love was so fierce. I failed you. If I could, let me make it up to you. Come back to me, I'll give you everything. I'll rebuild. I'll love only you. Looking at Jacob pouring his heart out, I felt sick. If he hadn't lost it all, if Jenny hadn't betrayed him, if he still had everything, he wouldn't be here. He wanted someone to love him unconditionally, but he wouldn't return it. Did he love Jenny? Maybe. Mostly it was obsession. Once he had her, it faded fast. The moment he stopped craving, he remembered me. With that clear, the last stone in my chest finally dropped. They had no boundaries, no respect for what's real. I didn't need to keep bleeding for it. You're a complete jerk, I said. I got in my car and drove off. Andrew, I'm here to pick you up, I called later. Andrew dismissed his assistant with a look and stood to meet me. I hugged him, and the weight of the day fell off. I want to tie you to me so I can see you every second, he grumbled. You've been married to that studio for weeks. When's our next date? He wasn't wrong. I'd been buried in the new studio and neglecting him. I'm here now, aren't I? No work tonight, just you. Fine, you're forgiven, he said, eyes bright. Tomorrow's Saturday. Come meet my family. They've been dying to see you. I'm not ready. Don't worry, they just want to meet you. I've been single for years. They thought I'd die alone. Now I've got a girlfriend, they're curious. His calm settled me. At least let me grab some gifts after dinner, I said. For your family. The next day, dressed and ready, we drove to the Andrews family estate. As the long drive came into view, my nerves kicked in. Marriage hadn't felt like this. Andrew, I'm divorced. What if they don't like me? I already told them, he said. They feel bad you got hurt. They're warm people. You're fine. We pulled up. 2 well-dressed, kind-faced adults waited at the door, smiling. Andrew squeezed my hand. Mom, Dad, this is Alina. Nice to meet you, I said. I didn't know what you liked, so I brought a few things. I hope that's okay. Andrew's mom beamed. Alina, we've heard so much about you. You didn't have to bring anything. Your great-grandparents are in the sitting room. They wanted to come to the door, but they're older. Don't mind us fussing. The grandparents welcomed me warmly too. We spent a lovely afternoon together. When we left, Andrew's mom handed me a gift bag, a little something from the family. You don't refuse elders' gifts. I accepted it. In the car, we opened the bag. Inside was an old-fashioned jewelry box with a stunning necklace. "This is too much," I said. It wasn't cheap. "It's an heirloom," Andrew said, smiling. "Told you they adore you, and you can't return it now." I tried to hand it back. "It's yours sooner or later," he said, stopping me. "Don't tell me you won't give me a real title someday. Keep looking." I set the necklace down and pulled out the rest, a no-limit card, and the title to a downtown office suite. Each gift was more generous than the last. I felt deeply, simply happy. They didn't just act nice, they meant it. One ordinary night, Andrew took me to a chic, romantic restaurant. The lights were warm and soft, like stars scattered everywhere. Art on the walls, classical music drifting through the air. Perfect table settings, white tablecloths glowing under the lights, a vase of red roses in the center, crystal chandeliers glittering above like a dream. We sat, courses came one by one. Andrew served me and talked softly, walking through our story from the start. Little moments flickered through our heads like a movie. Then my favorite love song started to play. The lights dimmed. A single spotlight found Andrew. He stood, walked to me, and looked into my eyes. "Alina," he said, "from the moment we met, I knew you were the one. Everything about you pulls me in. Every day with you, I'm grateful. I want to walk through every season with you, share the laughter and the tears." He dropped to one knee, flipped open a velvet box, and a diamond flashed. "Will you marry me?" The room stilled. People turned. Someone started clapping. "I will," I said, nodding, eyes full. Andrew slid the ring onto my finger and hugged me tight. "I love you," he whispered. "That won't change." Applause burst around us. Cheers, smiles, congratulations. Fireworks cracked outside the window. We held each other under the glow, faces lit with the kind of happiness you don't have to explain. Our love story closed one perfect chapter that night, just as the next one began.